All right, guys, so I want to go ahead and tell you guys a little story. So I used to go ahead and I used to go to this school right here. It's called Riverdale High School. Now, you guys see my life now. You guys see my car. You guys see what I do now. But you guys don't see me when I was 16, 17, 15 years old. I used to go here and I used to be depressed. Okay, a lot of you guys are probably thinking, oh, you used to be the popular kid. You used to be very outgoing, doing this. Guys, that could be further from the truth. Okay, I'm going to put some pictures up here. I was insecure. I had zero friends. I was literally getting bullied every single day. Okay, I had intensive reading. Actually, my intensive reading class was right over there. There's a classroom right there. That was my intensive reading class. So I preach to all you guys, always keep learning, always grow, always study, always work hard. But you guys got to understand that when I was in high school, I never had someone that told me those things. I never had a mentor that could tell me, hey, Tabare, you got to lock in. Hey, Tabare, you got to focus on your goals. Hey, Tabare, you got to cut off all the distractions and focus on what you actually want to do. I had none of that. I had no money. Actually, as a matter of fact, I didn't even have a car. I remember I was a senior in high school, guys, and I couldn't even go and drive home. I used to see all of the seniors pull up in their nice cars, their Mustangs, their Camaros. Some of them had BMWs from mommy and daddy's money. And guys, I was a senior in high school, had to ride the bus. I remember this one time, I got made fun of by freshmen. Imagine getting made fun of by freshmen for being a senior and riding the bus, right? I was the only senior that was riding the bus. And I remember I was like, damn, I'm gonna get myself out of this situation. I remember I was like, you know what? I wanna go ahead and I wanna learn a skill that can help me get out of this life and get out of this situation. That way I can go out and actually create my own life and create my own destiny. Because I didn't have an example. I saw, just like a lot of you guys see me, I saw a lot of people online that were very young, and I was like, okay, if they can do it, that means that I can do it as well. But the one thing that I had to kind of go out and just figure out for myself is, what is the blueprint? Okay, all I could do is go to the library. There's a library about a block away. I used to walk to the library. I used to go there. Meanwhile, my friends were reading anime, were reading comic books. Guess what I was reading? I was reading business books, sales books, marketing books, real estate books, right? You name it. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Grant Cardone 10X Rule Book, you name it. And those were my mentors. I couldn't afford to have mentors. So I remembered I would be like, okay, here are my books. These are my mentors. If these people made it out, that means that I can make it out as well. So the whole point of this message, guys, I want to share with you guys 3 tips that actually helped me figure out what I wanted to do and how to do it. Okay, so number 1 is, if someone can do it, that means that you can do it. I need you to understand, you might look at me, you might look at other people, and you might say, oh wow, they got lucky, they got rich parents, they knew something I didn't know. Guys, I'm a proven testament of this. I didn't know absolutely anything. I did not come from rich parents, and I was like, you know what, I need to get out of this situation. Let me read and let me study these books. Now keep in mind, guys, when I was reading these books, I was literally taking pre-algebra. I never passed my algebra 1 EOC. I was taking intensive reading. I could barely go ahead and read a book. Okay, for you guys, when you guys are reading a book, you guys understand it. I had to read a book and freaking highlight it, or else I would get lost, right? I would get lost in the text that I'm reading. So that's number 1 tip, okay? If someone could do it, it doesn't matter if it's on a YouTube video, it doesn't matter if it's on social media, it doesn't matter if it's on a book, that should go ahead and demonstrate that you can also do it. Does not matter your situation, right? When I actually went to this high school, guys, some days I didn't have water to even shower. I got my parents filed for bankruptcy, right? We got foreclosed on a property. We were getting evicted from multiple homes. And guys, guess what? I was still out there reading books. Because a lot of people, they would use their current situation and they would use that as like, damn, I am a victim. I'm a victim. I was like, you know what? I'm not a victim. I'm basically going to be the creator. I'm going to get out of this situation. If you guys haven't watched this movie, I highly encourage you. It's called The Great Gatsby. It shows you how, yes, you can have nothing in life, but if you just go ahead and persevere and push through, you will get everything you want in life. That's number 1. Now, secret number 2 that I wish I would have learned when I was in high school was, okay, in life, you can make excuses or you can make money, but you cannot do both, okay? A lot of people make excuses all the time. I know so many people that went to high school with me that aren't doing shit with their life. Why? Because they made excuses. I'm from a small town. I don't have this. I don't have that. I want to party. I want to enjoy, right? You got to understand that in life, you can make excuses or you can make money, but you cannot do both. If I would have let my mentality, being in intensive reading and literally horrible at math, I'm still kind of bad at math, right? You know, my girlfriend knows I'm not the greatest at math, but at the end of the day, guys, you just got to persevere, keep pushing. Do not let anything stop you. Okay, that's my second point. Now, let's talk about the third point, which is probably the most important point, is Wherever you go, there you are. I remember when I was here, guys, I was very, very depressed. And I was like, you know what? Once I have money, once I have this, I will be happy. Guys, that couldn't be further from the truth, right? Money is not gonna make you happy, and it's not gonna make you sad. What money does is an amplifier. So if you're a sad person, money's gonna make you an even sadder person, right? If you're a happy person, money's gonna make you an even happier person. So you have to understand, because I remember, guys, let me hold this, baby. When I went to this high school, okay, I remember that my brother used to get an IB, used to get honor roll grades, and I used to be the dumb one. I used to be the stupid one. My teachers, I remember this one teacher, okay, I'm gonna call her out. What's her name? It wasn't Miss AIDS, it was her sister. I don't remember her name. If you went to Riverdale, you know who I'm talking about. I remember she asked me, okay, because I was getting in trouble, I was goofing around, I didn't understand what I was studying, and she literally asked me, why can't you be more like your brother? I remember that saying. She told me this when I was in 11th grade, and that hurt me. I was like, why would a teacher compare me to someone else? Does not make sense. And ever since then, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna come back in a couple of years, and I'm gonna prove these teachers wrong. And that's exactly what I did, guys. I just pulled up to the school. It's under construction now. I pulled up to the school in a $250,000 car, right? I became a millionaire at 22 years of age. I'm 23 years old now. Half of the people that I know here aren't doing anything with their lives, okay? Why? Because they let these mentalities, and I'm trying to teach you, they let these mentalities stop them from going out there and doing exactly what they want to do. Now, something else that I want to talk to you guys about is, at the end of the day, guys, you can go ahead and you can make anything you want. I know you probably think it's impossible, it's hard, my parents don't support me. My parents did not support me. My mom, when I first met my first ever mentor, Grant Cardone, she would tell me, that's a scam. Don't listen to him. He's just trying to go ahead and sell you courses, sell you this. And I was like, that's not real. Okay, that's not possible. Yes, I understand that people sell mentorships because everything in life, it's literally USA. We're in a capitalistic society. Now, you got to understand, a lot of people, they talk shit. They'll always hate. They'll be like, oh, I remember when I was reading self-help books, right? Tony Robbins, Russell Brunson, Grant Cardone, Dean Graziosi, all these people. I remember my friends and my teachers, everyone in this school used to tell me, why are you reading that? Stop reading that. Go out there, have fun. Stop doing that. Oh, that's bullshit. They're just trying to sell. They're just trying to make money. And I was like, okay, if these people have the life that they have, and they're telling me that what I'm doing is wrong, and the people that I'm reading the books, the authors, have the life that I want, and they're telling me to keep on doing it, then something has to be going on here. So guess what I did? And this is the fourth lesson, okay? Fourth lesson that I want to share with you guys is, to judge one's advice, look at their results. You have to go ahead and make sure. My teacher was telling me, don't read self-help books, don't study, don't read sales and marketing, don't do your own business. It's hard. I remember this teacher. Think about this, guys. I remember my teacher, who was supposed to be teaching, there was like a subject that was something with do business. I didn't understand anything. Profit, revenue, like CAC, right? Cost per acquisition, you name it. Everything, customer acquisition cost, you name it, everything. I couldn't understand it. I didn't even know what revenue or profit was. It was so confusing at the time. I remember I used to cheat off this person who was sitting right next to me. And I remember I told her, I was like, I want to start a business. And guess what she told me? Tabare, starting a business is great, but you should look into something more stable, because starting a business is risky. And in my head, I was like, aren't you the business teacher? Shouldn't you be incentivizing? Shouldn't you be motivating the students to go out there and start a business, not crushing their dreams? And ever since then, that's when I realized, okay, with all due respect, fuck what these people are telling me. Let me go out there, let me paint my own way. Let me figure out exactly what the people that have the life that I want are doing, and let me just copy them. Another formula, okay, tip number 5 that I want to share with you guys. Model, mimic, master. Okay, find someone that has what you want, model them, mimic, copy them, copy everything they do. I used to watch people online, and I used to copy the way they talk, the way they walk, the way they present themselves, how they dress, right? Everything, you name it. Like, for example, one of my big inspirations when I was in freaking high school was Iman Gaji. And I was showing my mom, I was like, look, mom, this guy's super young. He's crushing it. It's possible. He's fucking living the dream. And guess what? Everyone in my family would tell me, don't listen to that. They're scamming you, blah, blah, blah. It's not real. And guess what? That, yes, it hurt me at the time, because I trust my family. I trust my friends. So I was like, maybe it isn't real. But then I was like, no, fuck that. Okay. To judge one's advice, look at the results. If someone doesn't have the results that you want, do not judge their advice. Don't take their advice. Just say, I love you. I'm with you. I agree. I thank you for your feedback. And boom, go back to doing what you know you're supposed to do. Okay, guys, very, very important. Now, I want to leave you guys with one more thing. Okay, I'm 23 years old. I have this car. I have companies. I have the life that I would dream of. If literally little Tabare came out of this door and he saw me, he would be like, how the fuck did you do it? Oh my God, he would be freaking out. He would be doing this, right? And guess what, guys? Well, guess what I would tell him? I would tell him, keep on doing what you're doing. Because when I was 15, when I was 16 years old, I was already in the right path. I didn't have any friends. I would go to the library. I would just sit there and I would just read books. I would read business books. Guys, I applied for FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America, or something like that, and I got rejected. Imagine that, guys, right? Like, I applied for the soccer team. The coach said I run funny. Guys, I can't tell you how many memories happen at this school. Now, am I going over here and complaining about this? Absolutely not, guys. If you could go ahead and have a time machine and I can go back in time and do everything different, I wouldn't do anything different. I would actually encourage more people to hate on me, because the hatred, the judgment made me who I am today. If everything was amazing and I was the popular kid and I had many friends and I was living the life, I was going to parties. By the way, I never got invited to any parties. That also hurt me too. But if I was going out here and crushing and I basically peaked in high school, I would not have the life that I have now. Okay, I need you guys to understand that. So maybe you are in high school, maybe you are suffering, maybe you're lost, maybe your parents are telling you to go ahead and go work construction or go work this. It's more secure and stable, right? Maybe your friends are saying you, hey bro, stop reading. But I remember my closest friends, right? Because I had like 2 or 3 quote unquote close friends when I was goofing around in freshman year. Then when I got into sophomore year, I became more serious about entrepreneurship and I just started reading. They were making fun of me. They were like, bro, why are you reading that? Bro, let's talk about the game. Let's talk about FIFA. Let's talk about Madden. Let's talk about NFL. What happened at the game last night? And I was like, bro, I don't care about what happened at the game. I want to get rich. I want to make money. I want to take care of my family. Okay. And I need you guys to understand that when I told them that, guess what they said? They laughed and they made fun of me. They're like, oh, that's not possible. That's not real. You can't do it. You can't do it. I remember they would compare, oh, you want to be the next Tony Robbins. They would always say that. So guys, I need you guys to understand, anything that you set your mind to is possible. Okay, model, mimic, master. To judge one's advice, look at the results. Do not let your past dictate your future. If you are going through I call it the growth phase. If you're going through the growth phase, you have to keep on pushing through. Because guess what happens? If you go through the growth phase, and this happens a lot of people, because I wasn't the only freaking quote unquote loser that was sitting in the corner reading books and wanted to get into business. There were other people like that too, but guess what happened? People judged them, they crumbled, and they gave up. Fast forward 4 years later, they're working normal ass jobs. I need you guys to understand that. So if you're getting hatred, if you're getting people that are criticizing, that means that you're on the right path. You're doing exactly what you know you should be doing. Okay, I need you guys to understand that. Another thing I want to leave you guys with, I know I'm spitballing, I'm giving you guys a lot of game, but I need you guys to understand that anything is possible. If you really want something, just as much as you want to breathe, okay, you will make it happen. You will find a way. It might seem lost, because I remember when I was here, guys, I was lost. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh shit, what do I do? How do I make it out of here? Fuck, my family, my friends, my teachers, my professors are all telling me, don't do this. Don't do this. Get a normal job. It's not possible. It's so hard. My business teacher told me it's so hard. Don't get into business. And that, guys, can't tell you how many times. I barely graduated high school, by the way. You guys might think, oh my God, you're so smart. I'm not smart at all. Okay, I graduated high school with a 2.0 GPA. Okay, I remember I was passing my Algebra 1 EOC when I was in 12th grade. My teacher came by, the girl who was, I was the last person in the room, by the way. I was a senior, about to pass my Algebra. I needed to pass my Algebra 1 EOC in order to graduate. My teacher felt bad for me. She came by, and I'm sure you guys have seen this. A lot of teachers do this. They say like, oh, double check that answer. Right, I double checked that answer and I still got it wrong. I think I put like a C and then I double checked it and then I put a D. And then when I went to submit the test, she literally grabbed the freaking eraser, she erased it and she put A, just to make me pass by 1 point. If it wasn't for that teacher, guys, I would have never graduated. So I need you guys to understand, okay? Take everything in your life as a blessing. Everything happens for a reason. If you're getting hate, if you're getting people that are criticizing you, you're on the right path. You got to push through. In life, there's going to be people that are going to criticize you. And you know what's funny? The people that are criticizing me right now, no one has the life that I want. No one. Everyone is doing there's nothing wrong with being normal, by the way. Dude, if you want to be normal and not have any stress with life, just be chilling, live a normal life, that's okay. But guys, the people that were the quote-unquote popular kids, the people that were the quote-unquote, oh my God, they're the prom kings, the prom queens, all these people, guys, they're not doing anything with their life. So I need you guys to imagine this. I need you guys to understand that in life, you have to push through. Doesn't matter how hard you get. I can't tell you guys how many times when I was a sophomore, when I was a junior, I went to the bathroom and just cried my eyes out. Just cried Just cried. I have no friends. Oh my God, what's happening? I used to have a face full of acne. Everyone was making fun of me, right? I can't tell you guys how many times. That classroom right there was my art classroom, okay? In that art classroom, I used to literally go in there. There's a private bathroom that you can actually lock the door. I would go in there, lock the door, and stay in there for 1 hour. And what do? I would just make up the excuse like, oh, my stomach hurts, I can't, blah, 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 I'm sick. But in reality, guys, what was I doing? I was watching Grant Cardone. I was watching Tony Robbins. I was watching people online that have the life that I want to go ahead and have. So guys, I'm not telling you to drop out of school. I'm not telling you to stop listening to your teachers. I'm just telling you to listen to yourself. Okay, listen to yourself. That's the most important thing. If you listen to yourself, you will be successful. Okay, know that anything in life is possible. If I'm an example that I can make it out and I was depressed, no friends, stupid, right, quote unquote, in society, in traditional education, I was a quote unquote stupid kid. They would compare me to my brother. Oh, you're why can you be more like him, right? Guys, if I didn't give up and I have the life that I have now, you guys should not give up, because anything is possible. I remember I was like, okay, once I make it, I will show people how to make it out of their situation. That's why I'm so passionate about helping others, because I remember how depressed, how sad I was. I remember when I used to walk with no confidence. I used to look down on the floor. I remember, guys, I used to literally go in here and I used to avoid hallways so I wouldn't run into people. Right? I remember all those things. So if you're facing that, I need you guys to understand that it will get better. You will make it out of there. All you got to do is keep pushing forward and never, ever, ever give up. If you never give up, guys, you will be successful. So never give up, keep pushing forward. To judge one's advice, look at the results. And if you need any help, so guys, as I was saying, okay, keep on pushing forward. If you guys need advice, if you guys need help, please reach out to me. Okay, my Instagram is Tabare Sotomayor. It's just my YouTube name. You can look me up on Instagram, every social media. DM me, guys. I want to help you. Okay. Now you guys have to understand that in order to be helped, you have to be, number one, coachable, and you have to be willing to go ahead and get feedback. Okay, because I care about your feelings, but I care more about you being successful. My mentor, Grant Cardone, I moved out of literally Fort Myers, where I'm at right now. I moved out of here with less than $100 to my name. I moved down to Miami, learned from my mentor. I was like, dude, give me an opportunity. I don't care what you do. Give me an opportunity. He taught me everything I know about sales, real estate, you name it. So guys, he was very hard on me. Okay, he was very hard on me. So if you're looking for someone to give you that guidance, I could be that person, but just know I'm gonna be hard on you. Okay, some of my best success students are people that I'm extremely hard on. I took a guy who went to this same high school, who was working in freaking Topgolf. I showed him the way, and I was like, hey bro, here's everything that I did. Here's the mentality. Here's the skills. Here's everything that you need to go out there and be successful. So I took a kid, literally, like I was saying, I took a kid that went to the same high school, working at Topgolf. I took him in, I taught him the mindset, the skills, and everything, and now he's making hundreds of thousands of dollars. So guys, if I can do it, if a lot of other people can do it, that means that you can do it. So keep on pushing through, and remember, always, always, always keep pushing and never, ever give up, because you're one step away from living the life that you want. Let's go.